And welcome back to Ribeira de Ilhas. It's a beautiful, sunny Saturday afternoon in one of Europe's great surf capitals. My name's Ben Mundy, and we have got another cracking heat coming our way.
Has that different feel, as we see Jacob just fall off there on a little one. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be different this year. There's no Hawaii anymore, so I guess it's a fresh feeling. It's not got that Haleiwa.
Did a really good job of just waiting, and we kind of had a slow heat after that first exchange, and he picked a good wave, and there was nothing I could really do at that point. So I was kind of just hoping that he didn't do enough. But yeah, sometimes it just comes down to that, and I was just kind of left it up to the judges, and stoked that I was able to get through.
It's just already going to make, he's not going to worry about that priority issue. He's just going to try and pounce on this first wave. So Willcox goes here, the West Aussie comes around the corner, and just goes for the fin release, showing his confidence, bit of variety, and then a nice little vertical turn. This wave just getting a little bit sluggish in the middle bit, and that kicks out.
Make more heats on the challenges, so it's kind of cool to see him, I don't know, get that one event, get the groove. He's still young, so yeah, his surfing's there, and we did surf some small days at Rincon, very similar to this, and he was flaring, so kind of good training ground for this, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, Willcox, yeah, and you've seen Jacob, you both Rip Curl team riders, so both done a lot of travelling together, both doing a lot of competing together, and he's it's switched this year, hasn't it? It's clicked into place. What have you seen from Jacob that's different, or what's it been like watching him just? Meanwhile, Jabe on the second wave, and there's a nice bit of spray from his turn, and this is the surfing we've seen all week. Low centre of gravity, just drives through each turn on his forehand. He's got a nice wrap, growing up on those Californian points, and it kind of shows. And there's another one, so just on the wave, a better wave, a bigger wave. That priority was pretty important in that instance, Philippe. We'll get you to run through both of those. But yeah, Jabe. But this is the wave. Jackson Baker, what do you think? What do you like about this one?
Yeah, he did well to get definitely 3 nice turns out of the lip right at the start. Bummer was a bit late on that last one, but that second one he had a really nice connection. Really nice wrap there. Another really good connection through the inside. So no major finish, which is always kind of tricky on these smaller days. Some of them have those really big end sections, which definitely leaves that in the judge's mind. But I feel like it's definitely the best score of the heat, pretty obvious. But yeah, Jabe's been surfing really good all contest. I actually hung out with him a bit earlier this year in Ventura and Santa Barbara. I don't know, if you're claiming and making a heat, I don't mind buying the boys beers. It keeps the boys fueled up. So
okay, live action. So Jabe without priority on a smaller inside wave. First turns, a lot of spray. Gets that fins out a little bit, and then another one. So 2 clicks. Small wave, but he's managed to back up and score, and he's still got a bit left. You see Jake just watching out the back, and here he goes, one more. So just, it's pretty smart surfing this time, Philippe. We saw him get that better of the exchange of a 6.33, and without priority, he's decided to back it up. And we saw Matson spent 20 minutes trying to back up a score, so Philippe, I think that's pretty smart.
On board, nothing too major, but these first 2 turns, look at this, he has such an amplitude coming off the bottom, just drifting those tails, kicking that back foot. The wave is so small, and he can actually generate so much speed and so much power through those turns, and as he gets on the inside, another snap. It's just the boards keep on going. He's doing a really good job on smaller waves. So that's going to be a good backup. Obviously, he needs to improve on this wave. But this combination of 2 turns, Jacob, that's really good. It's really hard to do on smaller waves.
100%. And on those smaller ones, it is hard on days like this, because you kind of are capped at probably like a 5.5, no matter how crazy you go. But I feel like for that, if he gets a 5.5 out of this, which I think he will, that's a great backup score for a really, really small wave. So he's got a 4 for that. It's really hard to, no matter how big you go.
Exactly, because it's a smaller wave, but it did really well. These 2 turns, as you see.
There's a big
live action. So Willcox, this is a bit more, a little bit stuck for him, but now he starts to get his groove back. Got that trademark sort of backhand, so his leg gets bent, and he's just warming up here. It's a much bigger wave.
Much bigger.
And Willcox is starting to warm up. He's got a massive turn. He finishes off strong, and that's the confidence. He's making less mistakes. That's another thing, isn't it, about Jacob? He always had that. He had a mistake in him, didn't he? And there's the Aussie.
We're family with this and that now. We're
Let's talk me through this, please, Baker. What's he got here?
A bit sticky on the first turn there. I really like this second one. Well, I mean, he got 3 out of the lip turns at the start. I think his finish was the best part, so he's definitely leaving that in the mind of the judges. But this wave's 2 times the size of Jabe's last one, so I'm going to go out on a limb and probably say it's the best wave of the heat.
Yeah.
Probably in that high 6 range. But yeah, he did well, and he picked the eyes out of it. Look, the next wave of the set, there's not even anything yet there, so to be able to pick this one out of a small bunch and definitely used his priority very well and finished super strong.
Yeah, I'd like to see that little angle. You might see those fins get out the back of the wave. Here it is here. It'll show him how much more technical it is.
So
Vert and through fins. That's so hard to do on. I mean, and that, like,
especially on these kind of conditions.
on the end too. Like, it's like that's the hardest thing as well.
Jabe, meanwhile, doesn't know what Jacob's got just yet, but he's paddling. So he's going to go.
It's an interesting use from our angle.
Yeah,
but
so he's pulled the trigger with priority. Another smaller wave. You can see how it's smaller than Jacob's, but he's got such a good driving technique. Gets a little bit stuck there, and that's a mistake for Lee because he had priority. It wasn't, you know, a set wave, and there's 20 minutes left. I don't know, you know, and he didn't pay off.
Put him up there, and a little bit of a mistake by Jabe here. Obviously, he surfed it really well. Second big turn, he's going to get stuck here because the wave just kind of disappeared. And yeah, I don't think he needed to go on that. There's always that factor of a risk, but he definitely didn't need that.
Well, it's about to find out whether it's going to pay even more with J.Willcox. First turn is strong. It's a bit bigger wave. Now he's starting to get that vertical 12 o'clock, and there's a third one. So 3 outside turns and a fourth, and it's so whippy and so much power. That's been the basis of his rise to this CT this year, and it doesn't have the end section, but it had a lot of force sort of.
And Jacob takes off on this one behind with priority. Just had that flow. Nice first turn. Nice connection there. I really like this fourth turn. This fourth turn is probably the turn of the wave. Threw a lot of spray and still managed to get a fifth one there. So bummer he didn't get a big finish, but I feel like the damage was already done. And
yeah, you were bang on with that 6.77 for his first wave. And then here we go here. Once he starts finding his groove.
Once he winds up.
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he? He pushes that sort of arm behind him with the water almost. See it there? He sort of just puts almost like a rudder just to get himself set with his backhand. And then he just starts to flare up. The sun catching that spray. So great surfing from Jacob. He got a 5.73, so immediately.
World number 5 after falling off. Leo had his best year. Ryan had a great year as well. As we see Jacob taking off on an inside one.
Yeah, live action as we see Jacob again. Just this one might have a bit of inside as he starts to look down the line. There's another one. Just gets that DHD a little bit caught in the flats and goes down. So we'll see if that improves on his 5.73. Doesn't seem it does to switch pretty quick. But this wave here, is that a mistake to take off? But he just never found his feet. Philippe.
I think he actually just wants to have fun right now. He has nothing to lose. Just might as well just keep that board rolling. And he got a bit of a mistake there, but I don't think he was going to improve on that 5.73. Maybe trying to put a little pressure. That was a really sick turn. Just drifting the tail off the back straight into a nice one, straight into the next one.
Yeah, but that was cool to be able to adjust back and bring that back to this event when I need it. Like,
because you need different boards if you're on challengers and on the CT. That's for sure.
And there's Jacob. He's been working with Darren Hanley for a long time. And I'll tell you what, these 3 waves are absolutely massive without priority. 4 amazing backhand turns. Jabe's made a mistake. So we just talk about experience and that rookie sort of elements, and you make mistakes. You make more mistakes when you're young, and that's how you learn from him. But J.Willcox just absolutely belted it. There's only one Australian term you could use for that, and it was belted it. Jacko was incredible.
Just it's all. I mean, it's these boards. He's been working with Darren for a long time, and just his timing. Like, that was a smaller wave. Those first, I was going to say 3. You got 4. Like. And you can even see at the end here, like I said, Jacob's not a huge claimer, but you'll see just this bit of body language as he flicks out. He's just a touch more aggressive. there's the hands there. You can tell he's hyped on that. That's a low-key little thing for Chippo. I've been watching him for a long time that I know those things.
Yeah, the little signs that he's happy with himself.
I'll probably like do a big fist bump and actually claim it, but he has these little low-key claims. But those 4 connections were ridiculous.
The timing, as we see, straight live action.
Yeah, Jabe tries to respond. And 2 minutes on the clock, a bit of tail drift. And there goes a nice second turn.
It's a good
bit of a trademark. That's a nice third turn. So he's fighting all the way. Just lacking probably the board speed of Willcox, but he's doing different turns in that forehand. He's waiting for he needs a big finish. Sort of similar turn there and another. I mean, it's really, really well surfed. He needs a huge number. He might have given himself an opportunity to Bisso, who he sort of claimed, but he surfed it really well. Jackson?
It's definitely his best wave of the heat, and it's the best wave he's chosen as well, and he surfed it really, really well. If this was, I don't know, say 6 to 8 minutes before, I'd say game on. He'd be bettering your situation and probably only needing that mid to high 7 mark. But hats off to him to be able to, I know you're in a heat, get away with mistakes.
And he's not stopping either. He's not going to give up just yet. He's just kicks out, sees his opponent actually down the line, so decides to take priority and keep the heat on rather than try and improve on it, which needs a pretty big number. So again, just smart surfing. Even though this wave may have had potential, I think there's more rewards in being in priority and making sure he can stop his opponent from having another wave. And
that's just been super smart. That you can get a bit of a rush of blood and go, I just want to finish one at the end of the heat. I feel like I'm in the lead.
So good.
All friendly chit chat as Chippo blocks him on the last wave. And you would probably say game, set, match.
Yeah,
it's another good looking wave as well.
There he goes. A bit of variety, a bit of flair. He's actually just showing off now.
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I said to Cole yesterday. Chill out, boys. You're just at the top. Let us all have a crack, eh? But nah, when you're at the top and you've had years like they have.
Really, really great surfers.
Big score for that last one too. They
7.7, yeah.
7.7. So, like I said, 8 minutes earlier, you need a 7.25 now. You're leading less of that. So, I know hats off to him. That's a really, really good heat, especially for someone first year on the challenges. Best result to date. Congrats to Chippo. He's going into finals day in.